And I wanted to make sure I'm happy he's here as well, because half the tax dollars we receive go to the city of San Antonio, so it's in his area. So thank you. Making sure they get all the money. But anyways, on behalf of, would I say something? Sure.
Yeah, on behalf of the city of San Antonio, it's just a great thing, the partnerships that we've been able to build with Commissioner Calvert and his team in order to move things forward, especially for this upcoming housing bond. We're in talks right now, working on our housing in our neighborhoods, especially on the District 2 portion of the Near East and Northeast sides of San Antonio. So not just downtown Promise Zone stuff, but out Ritterman, Eisenhower, every works about areas that have been not taken care of for a number of years, and we want to offer support to those homeowners out there and allow them the ability to increase their values of their homes and also increase the values through improvements in sidewalks and streets out there, because I know a number of projects haven't been done and they need to be done, so we're working on those. We're working on our 2017 bond to go alongside what the county's doing. And I'm just glad you're all here today and here to hear Commissioner Calvert's message on the future of Precinct 4. Thank you.
I met with Councilman Work just last week, working together on some of the development. As I said, this is 50%. It's in Windcrest, but the revenues are split 50-50. We met earlier this week on some development that's going on in Eisenhower. In fact, Commissioner Calvert is also working hard on that. So it's really refreshing that we have these elected officials that are at Windcrest. They take our call and we're working hard together. But without further ado, you're not here for me or Councilman Ward. I'm really, really honored to have Tommy Calvert's first, Commissioner Tommy Calvert's first town hall here in Windcrest and here on the northeast side of town. And I really want to thank Rackspace and Jamie Waltman's back there in the white jacket and everything. And the sound and light crew. Thank you guys for setting this up for Tommy, Commissioner Calvert now. He always wants to do things first class, so I said, hey, we'd like that too in Windcrest. So I think you see that we're trying to be a good host, but I can't be more proud than to introduce Commissioner Calvert. We've known each other now probably a little over a year, and he's just been so receptive, such a breath of fresh air, always receptive. And you can see now with him doing these town hall meetings, he's making good on his promise to keep the citizens engaged and have the feedback. His staff has been wonderful, and we're just very blessed, Commissioner Calvert, that you're really doing everything that you promised. And when we're on the campaign trail, we're really lucky to have you. I hope you stay a long time as the county commissioner. But without further ado, our county commissioner, Commissioner Tommy Calvert.
Thank you so much. And thank all of you for being here this evening. Mayor Baxter is my brother from another mother. He's a good man. He's been doing a fantastic job, and we're honored that Windcrest is sponsoring and hosting us along with Rackspace. And because of Mayor Baxter and Councilman Work, and of course I give credit also to Councilwoman McNeil, we have this great future information technology company offering opportunity here in Bexar County and around the world. I also want to acknowledge former Councilman Keith Toney. Would you wave? Keith, I got lights in my eyes. There you are back there. Thank you for coming. I don't know if there are other electeds, but I will acknowledge you. If you are here, you can stand, and I think I can see one of these lights. But if not, if you all would indulge me, I'd like to ask my stepfather, Reverend Grant, to give us an invocation. If you would, join hands with the person next to you, and let's pray.
Let us pray. Merciful Lord, you've been with us all the days of our lives. Sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes just moving around, but more times than not, taking forward steps. And so as we come together this evening as a community, We thank you for all of our yesterdays and today. And say, oh God, for whatever the future holds, we thank you for your leadership, acknowledge your presence, your inspiration, and pray that you'll guide us. Lord, bless all the leadership here represented, in a very special way, our Commissioner, so full of vision, so strong in leadership, so patient, so loving. So bind our hearts together and clear our thoughts, that the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts will be accepted in your sight, for you are our rock and our Redeemer. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you so much. I'm honored to have a number of members of the clergy in the family, and so whenever we need to pull one in, we got it right on time. Let me thank Councilman Alan Warwick again, because he is doing a phenomenal job as District 2 council person. He is working on doing some things that just have not been seen in the district in a very long time. So we know that the secret is not out of the bottle. The best real estate return on investment is in District 2, and you're getting ready to see the benefits of his leadership very soon. So thank you again, Councilman Warwick, for all you're doing as a partner with the county. Thank you. I know there's a lot of county staff here who are going to come at the conclusion of my comments and give a 2 or 3 minute update on some of the things their departments are doing. And I'm going to intertwine them a little bit in my comments, and so if you can just wave or stand as I talk about you, and you can sit right back down after we get going. I'm going to introduce my staff to you. But in short, the reason we're having, I think, Precinct 4's first town hall in a very long time is because I believe in being accessible, accountable, and letting you know what's going on and gathering your input about how we can do things better. As an elected leader, you, the people, create the policies that I implement. And you will hear tonight very concretely things that you told me on the campaign trail, things that you told me since I was 5 years old. We're getting a chance to enact and actually get it done. So please feel free to speak up. You don't like something we're doing, that's okay. It's democracy. I expect some people to be ticked off from time to time. But we do plan to be responsive and try to do what's right by this community. So this is your town hall meeting, but it is important for me to let you know what I'm working on your behalf. So a lot of folks don't know what a county commissioner does. That's okay. I didn't know before I ran either. So, our primary role is budgetary. I'm one of 5 chief executives of county government, and I administrate state law locally. That means, in short, if the state legislature hasn't passed that law, I cannot do it. We don't have the kind of home rule making authority that, for example, Councilman Ward has at the city of San Antonio or Mayor Baxter. We oversee the budgets of the Sheriff's Department, and tonight, I think we have, let me just make sure I have it right on my notes, we had some changes of personnel from the Sheriff's Department, so make sure I have Amy's notes here right. And let's see. Amy, did you get those on here? I know we had Lieutenant Earl Schuler and Sergeant Jerry Garza. I don't think I have, let me see. I have, who am I missing? You all shout out your names and stand up so they can see it. And I can see it. From the Sheriff's Department. Okay, right here. They'll come up in just a moment and give us an update on some of the partnerships we're doing together at the Sheriff's Department. We also here have our, well, let me back up. I also help oversee the budget of the district attorney's office. We'll talk in a moment about some reforms we've had there that are really outstanding in terms of progress. We oversee the budgets of the county court judges, the justices of the peace, the constables, juvenile detention, probation, our entire system of justice. Primarily what we do is justice and health at the county county level. Our executive director of our judicial services department, Mike Lazito's here. Mike, where are you? Oh, there you are, right there. Good man. Appreciate you Mike being here. He will talk to us about things that they're doing, things we've been doing, as well as some new reforms District Attorney Nicola Hood has implemented. We just got a great report from Mike at the Commissioner's Court. I said, you've got to give that to the people of Bexar County and let them know how we are moving cases faster, keeping people out of the jail and saving taxpayers money so we can put it into our potholes and put more law enforcement on patrol. We also have a long-time partnership, of course, with the University Health System. You all may remember in the days it was called the Bexar County Hospital District. Is that Ira Smith right there? Yes. Ira Smith, stand up for me, brother. He represents Christian Court. A very important board, $900 million improvement at the University Hospital there, and of course 21 clinics. And he is so responsive to the needs of Precinct 4. We're going to be able to land a new $4 million university health clinic at Wheatley, the new Wheatley courts. That's a great thing. And I hope it will be called the Dr. Robert Hilliard Health Clinic, which would be a great thing too. And we are also, thanks to his leadership and the leadership of the CEO, George Hernandez, going to be working through their board process to build another $4 million university health clinic in the northeast part of our precinct, because when I look at the medical assets around the county, the northeast side was something like 14 miles before there was a nearest university health clinic. You pay taxes to them anyway, and we will deliver that on the 52 acres. I'm very proud of that. You all really are doing first-class work. We also have in the House the Center for Healthcare Services, which Allison Greer is representing today. Allison, would you stand and wave? Allison has a long history in public service, and we're so excited she's there. Of course, the Center for Healthcare Services does our mental health services, and we're in the very early stages on the 52-acre Northeast campus in Estoril, which I'll talk about in a minute. We will, because Precinct 4 has the most DWIs in all of Bexar County, we want to put counseling services closer to keep people from those kinds of tragedies in an area that is supported by law enforcement and other government services. We're going to have an opportunity there on a 52-acre piece of land in northeast Bexar County off of 1604 Rocket Lane, where we'll have every resource as a satellite office for you, the taxpayers, so you don't have to come all the way and deal with all that parking mumbo jumbo downtown. We're going to have everything from the tax assessor, collector's office, and I know you just can't wait to pay those taxes every year. And it's Albert Arresti represents, I don't know about Albert's here, he's everywhere. Oh, is that our tax assessor? Who is that? I can't see you. But thank you for being here. It's okay. Zacchaeus eventually, they worked it out. But the appraisal district, where Michael Amistida is our chief appraiser over there. Thank you for coming. We'll also be building more infrastructure through public works for Renee Green. She's going to be coming a little late because we've got some good news. She's at the Kirby City Hall. We're getting ready to finalize partnership with the city of Kirby on expanding animal control, because we have not been able to deal with the animals, as you all know, in the neighborhoods, because we haven't had capacity. We've been spending about $250 to house the animals. I told them we could be cheaper at the Sheridan Gunter. So we're going to build our own facility. We'll tell you about that in a moment. We also have from the staff, Aaron Martinez, Director of Operations. Are you here, Aaron? Where are you? Raise your hand. I think he's going to be here. He may be with the Public Works Director, Reggie Fountain with the Capital Projects, Andy Winters with the Environmental Division. They may be all with Renee. Okay, good to see you guys. And of course, we'll hear from Renee about that Kirby Animal Control Shelter. This is really exciting. Y'all can keep my staff, you can keep the PowerPoint going because I'm pretty boring. and we can keep the pictures rotating. But the county has spent $500 million on flood control projects between 2007 and 2017. That's a lot of great projects that have been funded, and we estimate in excess of another $250 million coming up for another 10-year program for flood control in 2017 as well. And very proud to announce that the Public Works Department is working with me on something that you told me was an issue on the campaign trail, which I know, traveling down Foster Road and Benzingham and so many of these streets, is the lack of lighting on county roads. And so we don't have lighting on county roads because the county doesn't have a partnership with CPS in the same way, or what they call a franchise agreement with CPS in the same way that the city of San Antonio has. And so as a result, we're going to engage on a pilot program that not only will have street lights in some, we're just starting it out, some of our areas increasing for, but we're also looking to stop putting band-aids on some of the problems. There are highest areas hit by crime. We want to make sure that we have cameras that can identify the license plates of illegal numbers, that can identify drug deals that are happening in our neighborhoods. That is a whole lot better than us coming back and forth and ebbing and flowing. We've got to have some permanent tools that our sheriff's department can use to help get folks apprehended and keep communities safe. So that's a big deal, and that's because you gave me that idea. The county also does veterans benefits. Keta Marquez here. Keta, wave right there. As a function of the state, we sign veterans up and we play a role in that, and we'll talk about that momentarily. Also, we're playing a role in technology and innovation for jobs through Kathy Maris, our Chief Information Officer. Kathy, right there. Thank you for coming by. And Kim Milan, who I met with earlier this morning in the judge's office, we're all working together for strategies to increase broadband in our community as well as technology jobs. So I just was talking to KSAT about the fact that we're looking at cyber warrior jobs, and we're looking at an opportunity to look at the top 5 technology jobs nationwide so that we can get curriculum. We have some writing curriculum for the school districts. In Precinct 4, we have 10 of the 17 school districts. I have everybody from Alamo Heights Independent School District to SAIC to NEIC to Judson to East Central to Fort Sam to Randolph, Schertz-Cibolo, Comal County ISD. I know I'm forgetting. Did I say NEIC? I'm forgetting 1 or 2. But we've got 10 school districts in our precinct, and we had all the superintendents gathered together. And we hope by October we'll have a curriculum that can be launched in our school districts by January, so our young people and with the community colleges can take advantage of some of the information technology stuff. And we've got to work together as a community. I didn't know this, but I looked at the maps of broadband use around, internet use around our city. Precinct 4 has some of the lowest uses of broadband technology, only 20 to 40% over the majority of Precinct 4. We also have a lack of high-speed technology that I've been aware of for a long time. And, as the home of the AT&T Center, we got to get that worthy of the name. So we'll be working together for outreach, because if we do that, Google Fiber says they're going to put free internet usage all over San Antonio. So we've got to work together to try to get our numbers up here in Precinct 4. We work on all kinds of economic development projects as county commissioners in partnership with our councils, and we've got 13 cities in Precinct 4. David Marquez is here from our leader of our economic development. Where did you go, David? I hear your voice. Stand or wave. Oh, there he is. Thank you for being here, David. David is a really brilliant guy, and he does a lot of homework, and I've enjoyed the fact that he is so well prepared. He's not afraid to push me back a little bit. He always does it respectfully, but I like the flying of ideas. But I'm very proud to announce that on the southeast side that be a new corporate headquarters at 410 East South Cross, which is basically there at South Cross and New Sulphur Springs Road, a $20 million, 85,000 square foot corporate headquarters for whole Caterpillar. They're expanding for many decades to come, bringing jobs from their Irving plant, expanding a lot of the mechanic and other things that they do. That's a huge shot in the arm for Precinct 4. And it's going to be a headquarters much like those of you, some of you may have seen the Pate Dawson headquarters there off of 410 and Vance Jackson. Hundreds of new employees hired. We'll be continuing to work with them to create a pipeline of skilled trades from welding to mechanics to financial analysts, accountants, and salespeople. At the county, we also own some venues or help to build venues. Of course, we partnered to build the AT&T Center. We have the Coliseum grounds. We're doing $101 million of renovations, and we held the Second Chance Job Fair. Some of you saw that on television. A lot of you on the campaign trail told me that you didn't feel that the employees that were working at the AT&T Center when we built it in 2002 were reflective of the community around it. And I got a picture of all the employees, and you were correct. It wasn't reflective of our diverse community. And so what we did with the 8 contractors that we had hired was have a job fair, and we had 1,800 people come to that job fair. And we also held the formerly incarcerated, because if we can keep them on the right track with a job, with something that can help families, we keep crime down, we keep wages up, we help the economic vitality of our city and our county. So that was a huge success. I'm very grateful for a number of the people in this room for participating and volunteering and helping us have dozens of people, literally dozens of people were hired, as a result of the Second Chance Job Fair. And of course, the Spurs, we want to thank them for that. They've also worked with us to work to double their participation of SWIMBY participants, small and minority-owned businesses. And we also have Rogers Harvey from our SWIMBY department. Where are you? Our SWIMBY department? Maybe not. I thought we did. I know Renee couldn't be there. All right, if you can wait. There we go. I'm sorry, buddy. There we go. Thank you for coming. If anybody has a question about doing business with the county, you can certainly help. As well as Bob Myers from our purchasing department. Bob, thank you so much for coming tonight. Both of them can help you if you're a small business owner, find out more about doing business with the county. I'm also proud to say that we are ensuring that taxpayer-supported furniture and appliances will not go into a landfill. They'll be reused. They'll be within the county, the Coliseum, and any other county facilities. And those that are not reused by the county will be resold, potentially via auction. Thanks to the good common sense of my mother, we ate leftovers growing up, and I said we can recycle that furniture. So thanks, Mom. Making me frugal. One of the things that we had to do that was very urgent was to restructure some venues that we had built. We had participated in hundreds of millions of dollars in construction of county and city and privately nonprofit community organization facilities. And part of that restructuring meant getting a hold of the grounds at the Southside Lions Park, the Southeast Skyline Park. The softball fields had gone into disrepair and disarray. And at Wheatley Sports Complex, they were not in financial compliance. And so I understand that Tony Warren just got off of a plane, and some of his staff here, as well as Barbara Gervin Hawkins, thank you so much for stepping up to save the Wheatley High Sports Complex. And they have already infused repairs, and they are doing the work of making sure that we bring a consortium of 12 nonprofit community organizations that provide a financial floor upon which that facility, which is Judge Wolf and my favorite facility in all of Bexar County that we built. It's a beautiful facility along Salado Creek next to the Boys and Girls Club. And I know Councilman Ward is going to work with me in the 2017 bond to improve the infrastructure facilities from locker rooms and indoor facilities so that facility can turn money year-round and be of service to all of our community. We have 8 applicants who are going to be managing, 8 applicants to manage the Southeast Skyline ballpark, so we have not selected the end users there yet, but that should be pretty imminent by the end of the summer. Now, because there is so much mandatory spending that we have to take care of in the justice system and the health system, we're charged by state law with providing indigent care. We have to, and we only have property tax revenue. The county doesn't have nearly as much as the community and nonprofit spending the city does. And we primarily spend it in the county because the city doesn't spend their money in the county. So we have to make sure that we support those county institutions. But Nancy Tukwata is here. Nancy, wave one more time because I know a lot of people will probably pull your shirt tail there. She's here to give you an update tonight on where we are looking to invest in things like our small CDBG. When I was growing up, some of you that were there with me, my dad used to take people by 2 busloads, and he would ask for $24 million for CDBG for streets and drainage and other kinds of things. We got nowhere near that now. Nancy will talk to you about what the county does. She's our interim director there. We don't have a whole lot of boards and commissions. A lot of people want to, a lot of people talk to me about, I'd love to serve on a board commission. And of course, if you do, we're going to have a sign-in sheet at the front that our staff will collect. We'd love to have you participate, and we'll talk about some of those committees if you're interested in that. But I do want to tell you some of the boards and commissions that I sit on, because if I could be of service to you on those boards, please let me know. So. I am honored to serve as the chairman of the Randolph Joint Land Use Study. That is the group that works to protect Randolph from housing encroachment and the bird strikes that caused the commander to send a letter. Thank you very much, appreciate that. Caused the commander to send a letter to the Secretary of the Air Force, and the Secretary of the Air Force sending a letter down back to the commander to make contingency plans to move Randolph, none of which we want to happen. We don't want to see another base closure here. So I serve as the chairman of that board. We have made tremendous progress bringing together the development community, our small towns, and I want to thank everybody who's been a part of the input for what they call the JAYS process. Now, I have to announce you, I'm also the honorary civilian commander of the 12th Flying Training Wing at Randolph, alongside Commander Eisler, which is a great honor of my life, and we'll have an air show here for the first time in, I think, 2 years in October. I believe it's October 30th, 31st, we'll be seeing that, and they're telling me I'm going to be in a Thunderbird, so I got to get ready and get my bag. I happen to be the treasurer and secretary of Bear County Housing Finance Corporation. I'm on the executive committee of the Alamo Area Council of Governments. I'm a member of the Metropolitan Planning Organization, which deals with our big road infrastructure. I'm a member of the Bear County Bail Board. No, I'm not going to get you out of jail. I'm a member of the Lone Star Rail District Board. On the executive committee of the Austin San Antonio Corridor Council. I'm chairman of the Bear County Reentry Council. I'm a member of the Bear County Industrial Development Corporation, member of the County Health Facilities Development Corporation. I sit on 4 tax increment finance zone boards, including Zone 4 in Highland Heights, TERS Zone 9 on Houston Street, TERS Zone 11 in the inner city, and TERS Zone 15 on the northeast side. Yes, I do more by 6 a.m. than most people all do all day. Last May, I talked about really turning vision into action for the taxpayers of Bear County. Several of you remember perhaps an article I wrote on the Revard Report about Precinct 4 being pregnant for rebirth. Well, I believe we are giving rebirth, and I think we're having quadruplets, quite frankly. Precinct 4 can almost be broken into 4 different quadrants. I represent downtown Riverwalk and the Alamo and our great downtown heritage, the Pearl area, up along Austin Highway, all the way northeast to the county lines, so Sure, Civil, Windcrest, Converse, Kirby, all of that northeast area, out to Lookout Road. Of course, I'm proud to represent the southeast side of the Con Valley and Highland Hills and Brook City Base and southbound 37 past Elmendorf. It's a massive amount of territory, about 500,000 constituents. But always, public safety has to be, when you become a public servant, you feel the weight of what it means to have the public safety in your hands. And so, public safety has always been my first priority. And while listening to you on the campaign trail, you told me, frankly, many of you in the Northeast, that you felt you didn't get much of anything from the county, that you were an elected stepchild. These are your quotes, aren't mine. Even though you had twice the population of other parts of Precinct 4. So I'm proud to announce that I'm delivering on carrying the baton of Commissioner Atkinson and Judge Wolf and taking it another step forward. We are going to deliver on the Northeast Sheriff Substation right there at Rocket Lane, 52 acres. That's huge. We were talking earlier, and he was saying that I got a chance to visit the facility down deep in the south side, and right now our sheriff's deputies are deploying from literally almost the furthest spot away from most of the population center and driving about 350 miles a day, which means they go through a lot of tires, a lot of gas, they replace their vehicles a lot sooner. It really has not been a very efficient thing for our county to have our sheriff's deputies. So they will be increasing response times to you. And I know a lot of the sheriff's deputies, they cannot believe it. They because it's been talked about so long, the rank and file, they can't believe it. But I can assure you that the sheriff and I and the rest of the court, I'm pushing every day to move this project forward. And over the next 18 months, we will cut a ribbon on a $7 million sheriff substation. But we expanded that vision. So when I came on the court, I heard that complaint about not enough resources. So I was able to work with my fellow commissioners, and we purchased 52 acres, went from 8 acres to 52 acres at Rocket Lane. This is right across from Boysville, next to Randolph Air Force Base Airstrip. We're going to work with the board, as I said before, to build that $5 million university health system. And let me acknowledge a longtime friend. I just saw you there, Lenny Kirkman, Vice President of Corporate Communications. She's representing the University Health System, and she's going to give us an update momentarily. We'll have a one-stop shop, as I said earlier. You can pay your taxes, sign up for the veterans benefits, see the Justice of the Peace, the constable, substation, receive counseling through the Center for Healthcare Services, private development pads. That's as a result of hearing that there's too many fast food places and not enough shopping and retail. So we're working on that very valuable 1604 frontage, perhaps with a hotel where we can have some convention space. And the city, well, actually the county's first veterans park. We were partnering with the City of Commerce for bibliothèque libraries, so that will open up opportunities for internet access as well as technology job training. Justin ISD is also talking with us about partnering with the City of Commerce and Bear County to build a $12 million natatorium for and we will parkscape the entire landscape so that you'll be able to walk around the whole facility, much like Randolph is nicely parkscape with its institutions all around. We'll have a satellite office for Precinct 4. And when your significant other won't stop leaving their underwear on the floor, we'll have a district clerk's office where you can get your divorce papers. Satellite office. It really gets better for you because we are going to save $500,000 a year with taxpayers. We've been leasing our constable and JP's office. And that has been at the tune of $500,000 a year. We should have built a permanent facility, much like our sheriff's deputies, a long time ago. So this will be a permanent institution that when we crunch the numbers will save taxpayers dollars that we can use to other programs, put more law enforcement on the street. So we're very proud of that particular program. We'd like to invite you to join our Precinct 4 service corps. Some of you have done that already. We recognize that our government cannot do everything. That's why you've seen in some of these pictures, I was out there with the shovel, getting trash, and working alongside citizens. I was the first county commissioner to use adult and juvenile probation to help do service projects, community service projects in our precinct, so I'm very proud of that. We went into neighborhoods like Windsor Oaks and Camelot 2 and Glen. And you can help in that Precinct 4 service corps with everything from our back to school drive that we're having on August 22nd coming up, or we'll be from time to time playing out the garden, so we'll be planting, doing some things that are improving the landscape, including we're working on a 10-acre urban farm with Union Pacific right behind Wheatley Middle School. We're modeling it after project in Atlanta, but I'd really love for our students in the 10 school districts to be able to have livestock that they can raise and get scholarships at the Stock Show and Rodeo or through Bexar County Junior Livestock Association and get fresh fruits and vegetables right as a prescription from the University Health Clinic right down the street at Wheatley. And we can have classes on everything from not for the kids, but for the adults, on everything from how to make beer and wine. We can have vineyards there and all that kind of stuff, to other kinds of archery and all kinds of outdoor activities for our Bexar County Agricultural Extension Service. We have a curriculum called AgriLife, which is really great at teaching young people how to have great life skills. Perfect. Thank you. I'm just not repeating myself. Trying to do that, I just wrote this. I've been working with Congressman Castro, our sheriff, our district attorney on getting body cameras for our sheriff's department. We put in a grant for $700,000 for body cameras. That's been a big issue around the country, and so stay tuned. We look forward to having some positive developments on that front. In the very first meeting as commissioner on January 6th, as I mentioned before, District Attorney Nico LaHood came in really ready to lead. He asked support for $1.4 million to restructure the District Attorney's office and make it leaner and more efficient. And his projections about what we would save in terms of time in the jail have actually come to fruition. We'll talk a little bit later with Mike about that. I also know that in the area of public safety, we're making progress on the permanent solutions in areas like Camelot 2 and the Glen SAWS. We want to thank SAWS for is there anybody from SAWS here tonight? I think I heard they were going to be here. If not, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. For being here, because SAWS has this real spirit of civic engagement and try to make a difference, because they've agreed to put on the water bills for residents in the unincorporated Bexar County trash pickup, which will stop all that illegal dumping. Now, Council, I wish I could say the city of San Antonio Municipal Solid Waste had agreed to collect it. However, I know with their leadership we'll be able to work something through, or we'll outsource it to the private sector and allow that to come up for bid and let the private sector have collection from SAWS. And so we're working on permanent solutions to the problems that we've been faced with. On the public safety front, I am the only commissioner who attended ESD school safety conference. John True and our ESDs do a fantastic job, but as you may know, Precinct 4 is the only precinct without full fire and EMS protection. And one of the things that I saw when I looked at the maps of how the ESD districts were drawn is that nobody took a strategic 30,000 foot up look in the air response. Emergency services districts are special taxing districts that are created for the purpose of fire and EMS. When a lot of these ESCs in Precinct 4 were drawn, the boundaries included a lot of rural land without a lot of taxpayers to have high enough revenue to support the emergency services. And so no other precinct, and I look at how the other precincts drew their boundaries, had drawn their boundaries without consideration to the revenue that they would produce. Now, the annexation process the city of San Antonio is undergoing right now put handcuffs on me in terms of my ability to really push forward some of our ESD movement. But Councilman Work has sent representatives in our meetings, and we're going to work hand in hand to try to make some common sense with our fire department about the fact that if our ESDs can build these facilities, these fire stations that should have been built 5 years ago, at today's prices, rather than wait for the city of San Antonio to do it years from now, let's do it today, because these communities are growing. So I have to thank you all, the citizens of Precinct 4, for educating me on how these things work, and I was happy to go to fire school and try to get a chance to learn, and I'll be going into more of that as the years go by. I'm also plotting out, and you've got maps out in the front, you see what I look at in the back of the room. I'm looking at our medical infrastructure as a precinct. We are medically underserved, and so I put maps out that show me my fire departments, my clinics, my police stations, all of the sheriff's offices, all that stuff I'm mapping out to make sure we have full coverage. In Sunday's Express News and on PBS, the show with Rick Casey, you'll hear how I created a plan to reinvest in our housing stock. Councilman Warwick talked about it. It's called the Neighborhood Reinvestment Fund. And over the next 4 years, I'm going to work with this community to master plan, again, those AT&T Center grounds into an area that truly has apartments and restaurants and attractions. We're working with TxDOT on a number of infrastructure projects in the precinct, one of which is we're the only arena without a third access way out. So we're working on one that would connect the 35 across the back end of the acreage and across the end of the road. I call it Whole Way. The reason I call it Whole Way is because Peter Holt gave $1 million to the governor, and anybody who gives $1 million to the governor should probably have a road named after them. I mean, I'm just saying that's the way these things work. We're also working with Deputy Chief Tammy Burr at the Bexar County Sheriff's Department to deal with the coning off of our community from economic development. I recently learned that our Sheriff's Department didn't create the traffic plan that Bexar County has been using all of these years. It was created by the San Antonio Police Department. Now, Councilman Salas, who was part of the group, I think I saw him come in and win, and good to see him, former judge and school board member as well, District 2 City Council. It was very contentious back in 2001, 2002 between the city and the county. At that time, Mayor Pete wanted the AT&T and Spurs to play at the Alamo Dome. So by ensuring that the Coliseum grounds never got, y'all walk with me on this? Okay, so I'm going to fix that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it anymore. Y'all read between the lines. We're working with the San Antonio River Authority. By next year, I hope we'll be able to show you some plans along Slaughter Creek. Slaughter Creek is a great waterway that traverses the northeast, the east, the southeast part of Precinct 4. And when I look at the flood control projects, and these flood control projects, the county didn't do a particularly good job of marketing their benefit to you. But it takes these waterways and puts them from a 100-year floodplain into the 1,000-year floodplain. And so what I saw is we had a river north, which was a museum reach out by the Ray and by the Pearl. We have a river south, which is a mission reach, which goes beautifully all the way down the southeast and south side of our city and our county. We will have a river west which will be San Pedro Creek and those improvements. I said, we need a river east. And so we have a lot of neighborhoods from Jack White Park near Fort Sam all the way down to south side of Lions Park. And with climate change, we need to protect those neighborhoods. And we can create economic development, because when you take something from the 100-year floodplain to the 1,000-year floodplain, then you can have housing, restaurants, retail, etc. And so the combination of vision of getting the AT&T Center grounds improved with housing, restaurant, and retail, and everything around it, and Salado Creek will help when in actually another 20 years, the Spurs will be looking for a new arena. Will help whoever succeeds me and Councilman Moore, whoever is after me, will help make sure that the AT&T Center stays in Precinct 4 and doesn't go to San Marcos because of the connection between Austin and San Antonio. So that's the big picture. That's the big picture vision that we're trying to create. But we're also trying to save a lot of neighborhoods that could be subject to the winds of increased flooding with our climate change. So that's the River East project. We can also make a play, therefore, with Willow Springs Golf Course. So if you take the Willow Springs, you know, is that golf course right across from the AT&T Center, and if you take, and usually golf courses are in a floodplain, so if you take it into the 1,000-year floodplain, then you can develop a hotel. Much like the American Airlines Arena in Dallas has the W across from it, or over in Los Angeles, the Staples Center, they've got housing and restaurants and hotels, at Ritz-Carlton, the JW, they have all kinds of hotels right there. And so that will allow us perhaps to take this 18-hole course into a 9-hole course. Now, the council doesn't know this. I'd like us to do a land swap where the county gets Willow Springs Golf Course for that, but we'll figure out a fair way. Paper, rock, scissors, something like that. I'm very excited. We're working on over 2,800 acres of development on the southeast side. I can't tell you more than that, but it's very exciting. We also have the NRP group investing $150 million in much-needed upper middle-income housing in Red Berry, between I-10, Salado Creek, and AT&T Parkway. Their partner, Wallace LaJolly, the Houston partner, had a medical entity that was going to be a part of that project that went belly up. And there is a potential for a healthcare entity in town to build a $20 million facility there, which I'm pushing for, and hopefully in the next quarter, maybe we'll be able to announce something to the public that we will land a $20 million health facility. And that would be great because that I-10 intersection connects with the rural parts of Precinct 4 and the East Central area, as well as it connects with the southeast, the east, and northeast along I-10. So that would be an exciting thing for economic development. Well, as you know about some added capacity coming to your roads, your congested highways, we're working with TxDOT, as you see right now, to expand I-35, just right outside here, from FM 1103 all the way to AT&T Parkway. So you see the changes that are happening and all that. We're working on adding a third lane on I-10 from San Antonio all the way to Houston. FM 1516 in Commerce is being expanded. We're just working on a little bit of right-of-way acquisition. And so is 1604 East, I believe. It's Public Works, if they're here, is a $32 million. $32 million pass-through project that we're expanding 1604 East, as some of you have seen. We've got other park improvements, street improvements, from Real Road. We've got the Roland Avenue Bridge that opened, Glenmont on the way, Walsham, down by Calvert and Elmendorf. We've got projects that are coming. I would like to come to your neighborhood associations and ask for your endorsement. Really, I am coming to you. I know this is getting really long, but we're working on a lot of stuff. To talk about the Neighborhood Reinvestment Fund. The Neighborhood Reinvestment Fund, I mentioned just a little bit, teased it a little bit, but what we're looking for is $100 million from the county. And the way the county would break that out is $20 million per year over a 5-year period. And we're looking for $100 million in the city's bond in 2017 for housing. Why? San Antonio, Bexar County is 30 years behind every major city in America with respect to reinvesting in its core. We've got 1 to 1.5 million people who are going to be moving to San Antonio, Bexar County in the next 20 to 25 years. And every time the city and the county have to build a new street on the periphery, every time they have to build a new sheriff's substation, police, fire station, it's a permanent liability on our books. We have to pay that forever. And the fiscally conservative thing for us to do is to invest where our streets are, where our fire stations are, where our sheriff's substation, bring our older neighborhoods back to life. We actually have a lot of affordable housing. The issue is that it is not fixed up in a way that new families want to move right in. We have some of the most affordable housing rates in the nation. But most families don't have the experience to do a fixer-upper or the capital. The average household income here is $48,500 for a family of 2.3. So the average person's making about $24,000. We have a little bit of a spike up. I think that's because of the Eagle Ford shell. I think those numbers will come down in the next economic forecast. So we'll figure that out. But the fiscally conservative thing for us to do is to invest in our existing neighborhoods and bring them back to life. Now, under the plan, every homeowner with a home that's 20 years or older would qualify in Bexar County. Why? Because whether you're in Indian Creek or Sunrise, there are some neighborhoods where they're like 20 years old, but they look 40 and 50 years old because the crime went up, the renters came in, and the home was not maintained, quite frankly. And so we've got to bring ownership back and put quality standards back into neighborhoods so that we can rid the crime and bring them back to life and get people moving back into them. We're going to open up an exploratory committee to see if you, the taxpayer, want to do this. If you're interested in serving on an exploratory committee, sign up with the staff at the front. We'll have people from neighborhoods, from banking and finance, from development, from nonprofit housing, all kinds of lawyers, all kinds of entities will be needed to make sure we do this right. So far, most people really love the idea. It's an idea whose time has come. But if we're going to be honest about the economy of our city, we have to understand that we're a city that is 76.9% minority. And if you understand that Hispanics have 18 times less local whites and blacks have 20 times less local whites, and it requires a lot of wealth to fix a home that's 50, 70, or 100 years old. I know we had 2 of them on Center Street. It was like putting a shovel of money down the toilet, just trying to fix all of the things that go wrong. No insulation built in the homes at all those kinds of things. It's hard to get people to go and fix those up. One of the photos you see in the background is about our cyber-tech initiative. Some of you may have heard the mayor and the county judge are working on a policy to get people in San Antonio in skilled trades. I was blessed to go to the top 25 college, but if you are a mechanic and engineer, we need to encourage young people to pursue those vocations again. And the school districts, we're working with them to put some of those skilled trades back and pursue that policy because it will greatly raise the wages of our economy. So we're very proud. I agree. It's a good thing to do. I've been working, unfortunately because of politics in Washington, we face job cuts at Fort Sam Houston. I've been working with the generals on preserving the medical missions there. You can ask me about that if you want to know more about my ideas. In short, we've been able to get, in just my first 100 days, I haven't had a chance to calculate it since then, I'm over 100 days. We were able to fight and approve $18 million for small and minority businesses in just my first 100 days. I'm very proud of that record. In my first 100 100 days, I personally had 187 meetings. I've had a lot more, probably had double that since my first 100 days. My staff has handled hundreds of constituent cases. Let me ask my staff to come to the front. They don't have to talk. Amy was afraid she was going to have to talk. Amy don't have to talk. Amy Putney, Chief of Staff, so all of you know, she does a great job. Ramon Chapa, Director of Neighborhood and Community Engagement. Yeah, come on into the light. Come on into the light. Come on up. Come on up. You deserve that round of applause. They do. They make me look good. Amy is a lifelong resident of Precinct 4. She lives in the northeast side of our precinct. She's been involved in her neighborhood for a very long time. She's been doing part of the neighborhood watch, part of the group called North Side Neighbors on Patrol. She worked for both Councilman Clam as well as Councilman Chip Haas. She was on the Street and Drainage Bond Committee in 2007, representing District 10. She's a graduate of St. Mary's University in business. She's known as a secret weapon for getting things done. She always shies, but I see the thumbs up. We're right about that. We're right about that. Amy does a phenomenal job for you. We went through, hundreds of folks just to get 3 staff. All 5,000 county employees work for the commissioners, but just 3 for all of our constituents. And Ramon Chapa does quite a bit of that constituent work. He is the Director of Neighborhood and Community Engagement. Always a jovial spirit. Ramon is an Army veteran. He also was the honorary commander of Randolph as the 12th Flying Wing honorary commander, civilian commander. He is a graduate of the University of Maryland. He was a former elected official in 2 positions. He was a city councilman in Brockville, as well as on the Edwards Aquifer Authority Board. So he has worked for Congressman Castro, Congressman Cuellar, Representative Richard Raymond. I know I'm forgetting some, but he does a phenomenal job, and I appreciate you both very, very much. Calvert is the executive assistant. She's on vacation in Jamaica. But Calvert is also born and raised in Precinct 4. She does a lot of communications work. She has a master's degree from Johns Hopkins, a bachelor's degree from Houston Baptist University. She worked in the White House for President Obama, doing correspondence, and as a White House switchboard operator. She does a very, she writes some of my speeches. She didn't write this one. She probably would have done a better job. We're gonna open it up for Q&A, but I want the departments that are here, and I'm gonna call you in no particular order, to give a little 2-minute update about what you are doing, anything relevant to the precinct. So why don't y'all just come up on stage. You know you're about to be called up. Come on up. Nancy, come on up from Community Resources. Why don't you talk about some of the CDBG things that are going on. We'll ask Ketha to come up, Kathy Maris, Michael Amesquita. I don't know, Mike Scully may not be here. He is here, okay. Well, thank you for being here, Mike. I know your father is in our prayers. Barbara, come on up and just talk about the Wheatley Heights. Tony, if Tony's here, just come and talk about the consortium. Mike Lazito, Rod from Swinby Bob, Allison Greer, Lenny Kirkman, Christine Giannis from Methodist Healthcare is here too. Maybe she wants to tell us what y'all are thinking about. Of course, the Sheriff's Department, come on up, and Renee Green will get here. We also have Vanessa, is that Buchan, and Richard Salas from the Tax Assessor Collector's Office, and Donovan Burton from SAWS. Come on down. Come on. We can turn this mic, make this mic live for us. Come on. And turn my mic off.
Good evening, everyone. Nancy, I'm Nancy Tuwalta, the Interim Director for the Department of Community Resources. I wanted to very quickly introduce you to some of the staff that's here. Linda Lotus is here for our Utility Assistance Program. We also have with us Jaime Contreras with the Division of Community Development and Housing. We also have Manisa Lida and April Merritt from the Ryan White program. So in terms of what's happening with us here in Precinct 4, as the Commissioner highlighted to you, in our CDBG and Home program, we received roughly a little over $2 million. And again, those funds are to help areas of the unincorporated sides of the county, including suburban cities. So for Precinct 4, what we're looking at this year are programs totaling about $589,000 to be funded in the next coming fiscal year. Some of those programs include Parent-Child Incorporated, the Boys and Girls Club, GRASP, the San Antonio Food Bank, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. In terms of infrastructure, Universal City, Converse, and Kirby. So again, that's our CDBG and home dollars that will be coming into Precinct 4. Over the period of 1986 till 2014, for Precinct 4, we put in about $19 million of our CDBG and home to, again, for infrastructure and public services for Precinct 4. In terms of our utility assistance program, we know that many of the folks, especially seniors and single moms and different households that live in throughout our county, sometimes need assistance with their light bills. In 2014, the county received a little over $7.5 million in utility assistance. Of those dollars that we received, Precinct 4 received a little over $2.2 million in utility assistance for people that qualify. In terms of the general fund, the Commissioner's Court puts about $1 million out for various programs in the community. Those include senior services, arts and civil, education and training, homeless services, services for children, and services for special populations. Thank you.
Let me ask Keta Marquez, our Bexar County Veteran Service Officer, to come on down and tell us about what Bexar County does for veterans.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keta Marquez. My Commissioner said I am your Bexar County Veteran Service Officer. I am a retired United States Marine. I have 20 years of service. I'd like to ask if there are any veterans in the room. I want to thank you all for your service. Our office, the mission of our office is to assist veterans and their eligible dependents access their benefits. This includes federal, state, and local benefits that are available to you because of your service to our country. We all know that the country, we wouldn't be the country that we are today without your service, and we want you to know we appreciate you very much. On any given day, we have anywhere from 15 to 20 appointments, Monday through Thursday, for veterans coming in seeking services. This can be anything from ordering lost DD-214s or discharge paperwork to filing claims for disability compensation. We get many calls for a lot of our elderly veterans who are unable to come to our office. Our agency is the only organization in the county that actually does home visits. So we have many elderly veterans who are unable to come to us, so we will come to them and ensure that they have access to the benefits that they deserve. We are a staff of 5, and I'm very, very happy that we are going to be having a satellite office at the facility that the Commissioner just mentioned. We've been doing a lot of outreach over the last year, not just going through outreach into the community. We attend many community events that are geared towards our military and veteran community, but also to actually provide specific services out in the community. Right now, we have satellite hours over at the Texas A&M Patriots Casa over on the south side of town. We just recently did our very first mobile claims session over at the Art Institute of San Antonio, making our services accessible to the student veterans who attend there. We did it on a Saturday outside of our normal working hours to ensure that any student veteran This program ensures that every eligible veteran is buried in a dignified manner. We have homeless veterans in our city who don't have anyone to be there to pay their final respects. So we want to ensure that all of them have that funeral that they deserve. They're buried at Fort Sam. We partnered with Roy Akers Funeral Home, the Memorial Services Detachment at Fort Sam, Houston, and countless veteran service organizations and individual volunteers who attend these services to ensure that the veterans get the dignified burial that they deserve. We also have a veterans, a committee for veterans as a matter of fact, I see one of our members right now. Our Veteran Affairs Committee, we have members throughout the county who attend these meetings and provide feedback to our office and to the county on what the needs are of our veteran community. I'm very, very proud to say that over the last year, we have taken the input that committee has given to us. We have transformed our website. If you haven't been there, you should please check it out if you are a veteran. Or if you, this is Military City USA, the city of San Antonio. We have a huge veteran population, second largest in the state of Texas. And we want to make sure that you know what's going on around the county. We have transformed our website to include essentially a one-stop site. So anything that you need related to military and veteran benefits is on that website. In addition, we have a community calendar, which includes all veteran community events that are being held throughout the county, and specifically for employment geared towards our veteran community. We want to make sure that everyone who is transitioning out of the military, or who's been out of the military for a while and maybe is looking to do something else, change their career path, has an opportunity to attend training sessions, workshops, and employment fairs. So we're very proud of what we have accomplished. We've also transformed our office into a practically paperless office. As many of you know, the VA has undergone a large transformation over the last 8 months or so, and this has been ongoing for years. But we've really seen a huge push. Brand new disability claims that were normally taking 1 year are averaging now 125 days, and we are right in line to keep up with what changes the Veterans Affairs Department has in store. We have purchased new software. We're able to go out and do mobile claims, like I mentioned earlier, and very, very soon, by the fall of this year, we will be able to submit claims electronically, but still maintaining that personal relationship that we have with every single veteran that comes in our door. So we're very proud again of everything that we've accomplished. I'm really excited. The Commissioner Calvert has just been a huge advocate for veterans and the military community. I look forward to seeing all of you. Please, if you are a veteran, military or veteran, or if you have a friend, a family member, an elderly parent, please come and see me. Make sure that you understand what's available to you. And I want to give one last plug. If we have anyone here who knows a World War II veteran, please look up the Honor Flight Program, which takes our nation's oldest military veterans on a round-trip flight to DC to see their memorial free of cost to them. Thank you very much for all of you.
A few matters of housekeeping real quick. We had a few elected officials. Renee Pascal from the Judson Independent School District Board of Trustees is here. Thank you so much. We have a school named after her dad. And Tomas Arale is in the house from Senator Menendez's office. Thank you, Tomas, for being here. All right, we can continue now. Kathy, our Chief Information Officer, please give us 2 minutes if you can. Yeah.
I'll be brief. Hi, I'm Kathy Maris. Thank you, Commissioner Calvert. Usually the IT girl doesn't get out of the office, so I appreciate it, but I'll just take 2 minutes. So you can see why I can't get out of the office. I have all these dedicated departments in Bexar County, and I kind of touch each one of them. I have a team of 128 individuals. We do kind of the centralized IT for the county. So we do everything from the desktop PC, building applications, helping people really get their departments running smoothly and effectively. So it's just been a busy year. I've been here about 6 years now. I'm from Chicago, so you can hear my twang. I'm the girl when Judge Wolf wanted to build Bibliotech. he brought me in his office and goes, Kathy, he goes, I want a library with no books. And I looked at him and I said, Judge, I don't understand. And we kind of built bibliotech. So I'm really happy to be here, and I wish Commissioner Calvert, I wish I could take him to the south side of Chicago. We need someone like him. So thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Let me do this. Apparently we have the room to 8:30. So I'm going to ask my friends from Health and Justice to come in, because that's the biggest areas of the budget we cut. 50% of the budget is health, justice, and 40%, about 40% is health. And ask them to do this in 60 seconds, because your Q&A is most important to our town hall tonight. So I see Deputy Chief Heinrich is here from Constable Mike Blunt. Come on up, Chief, and just, you know, we just love seeing you've been serving. The constables, of course, are our friendly friends, and I don't know if you have anything from the constable that you want to let us know.
Sure. Thank you. It is a wonderful facility we have today, thanks to Rackspace. I can listen to this man for hours. Love it.
You just did.
Well, Constable's office, as hopefully you're aware, is we're the people that they call us to put out people. People don't pay their rent, put them out. Our precinct has increased, as the commissioner said. We now go from 37 South all the way around to Stall Road on the north side. So we have been real busy, unfortunately. We have a new program at Precinct 4. The commissioner saw fit to allow us to have a license and weight unit. It should be hitting the road probably in the next 2 weeks. We'll have everything ready. We'll be tackling the problem of the 18-wheelers that have been going up and down the roads on the east side, tearing up the roads and driving a little bit bad. So we'll be issuing some citations and hopefully bringing a little money back into the county to pay for the roads and stuff. So other than that, if you need anything with the constable's office, please come by and see us. We're on the Reach 410, and eventually we're going to be out there by Judson High School. Thank you.
Go ahead, come on, we'll talk from the Sheriff's Department.
I'm Lieutenant Schuler of the Bear County Sheriff's Office, Patrol Division. And as Commissioner Calvert has alluded to, pretty exciting time for us at the Sheriff's Office with the advent of substations. As a young patrolman, this was our substation here in Winter Park Mall, right across from the movie theater. And it was great. We had to respond out Montgomery Road, out to Gibbs Sprawl, but not to go to Killwalk Road. So this is a big deal for us. In 25 years of being at the SO, for us to actually have homes that we could call our homes and then actually respond from those homes to give you, the citizens, a better response time. We have representatives from the Patrol Division and from the Criminal Investigation Division here, so I know we're kind of limited on time, but please, afterward, come speak with us. We'd be glad to answer your questions.
We have our Director of Emergency Services. One of the things that happens if there's a major natural disaster, it's not the city that will be in charge, it will be your county that will be in charge, because we're state, we supersede the city. So your Director of Emergency Services is Kyle Coleman, and your Fire Marshal, Chris Lopez, is here.
How y'all doing today? I'm a lifelong resident of Precinct 4, graduated, born and raised on Denver Street, Hadbury. Graduated from St. East in 1970, and I just can't get out of here. I don't know what to do with it. It keeps you. I live out there and still live out in the county. I live out there off of Rockwood's Road, off 87 East, and it's just a great place to live over in Precinct 4. A lot of people don't realize that. It's the best kept secret in town. And some people are trying to change it, but fight for people in here, I'm the emergency management coordinator for the Bear County, the emergency manager for the county by law, state law, in 418 of the Texas Government Code is the county judge, just like it is the mayor or the elected mayor of any municipality. And I answer to the judge, and I also answer to the commissioner's court. I have a lot of offices. Basically, what we do is we make sure that all our paperwork's done, the T's are dotted. We assist any agency in town. We do a lot of training. My secondary job is I'm the administrator of the fire marshal's office. Well, I'm not the fire marshal, I'm the administrator of the office. Keep an eye on things, make sure everything's done. I've got a great fire marshal, which will be up here in just a moment. But the other things we do is we're involved with the All-American Council of Governments on the REPAC Committee, the Regional Emergency Area Planning Commission. We're involved in a lot of different things. We're involved in grants. We're housed at Brooks Air Force Base at the, for all that grew up over Brooks, where the baseball diamonds used to be, we're at the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center. In 2006, or 2005, the city and county went together, had some bond issues, and passed a $29 million bond issue between the city and county, and they went together and built the EOC, so the city and county emergency management functions are there. The functions between the government code and the municipal code are some different. That's why we just don't have one emergency manager in the area, we have to have two, because the two are not made to eat. So we do a lot of plans together, we work together. We're the people who get all the disaster declarations whenever time you have a flood. We're the kind of guys that you never want to see in your backyard. So if you wake up at night and go walk around out there, you don't want to see anything good. But anything we can do to help you, I have another assignment that I got from Commissioner's Court in January is also we got appointed to oversee the ESDs in Marion County. We're still working on that. We've done some things to it through the guidance of Commissioner Calvert, who is the only commissioner who's ever been to an ESD conference. We've done some great ideas and we're pushing forward to make the ESDs a lot more transparent than what they've been in the past. Thank you very much.
Chris, don't be mad, you took all your time, but we're going to get you in a second, okay? Let me ask, Mike, come on. I want you to just talk about, some of the things we're doing. The justice side is so big in the county, but just talk for a minute about some of the things we're doing.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mike Zito, and I'm the Judicial Services Director. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today to just kind of give you an update of programs that we deal with. But mostly my job is dealing with medical examiner's office. I have the crime lab, pretrial services, specialty courts. And those specialty courts are Veterans Treatment Court, the Mental Health Court, DWI Court, the Drug and Alcohol Courts. And basically what we're trying to do is, when you look at the system, it's like your house. And what we're trying to do is the front door, we're trying to work on working with individuals that first come into the system, especially people with mentally ill that come into our criminal justice system. Because at any given time, we have 700 to 800 people housed at the county jail with mental health issues. And it ends up being the largest mental health institution in Calvert County. And it's something we're not proud of, and we think we need to change that. So what we want to do is look at mental health issues. So we have a great initiative with the support of the commissioner on the Reentry Council and the other commissioners and county judge. We're really putting focus on having mental health professionals there at our central magistration when people are arrested. We're working with the San Antonio Police Department, Calvert County Sheriff's Office with the what they call CIT training for mental health, and also they're working with individuals to try and divert them, making jail is the last place they need to go if they haven't committed a serious offense. So it's trying to do this in a safe manner, using the latest, analyzing individuals to make sure that they don't come back into the system. So that's the front door. Inside the facility, trying to work with them to give them programming so they're better prepared when they come out. And the back door is the reentry. I have Deborah Jordan here as our reentry program manager. And Deborah's been significant in helping out with the AT&T project and also working with faith-based programs. And that's one of the things that I really feel that we need. And if you want to be a volunteer to help out on faith-based initiatives, I really feel that's the integral part of somebody's reforming and getting back into society in a pro-social way. So we look forward to working with you. I think there are a lot of initiatives out there that you need to be proud of, that commissioners like Commissioner Calvert are very supportive of in trying to reclaim individuals. And it's not just buildings, but it's people. And it's very important. So I'm proud to be an employee of Calvert County and having this mission that I have. So thank you.
Lenny Kirkman to come on down because University Health System is doing a fantastic U.S. News and World Report ranked. And Lenny, tell us what's going on.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this really quick. First, I have to say your University Health System, thanks to the support and leadership of our Bexar County Commissioners Court and their appointees on the Bexar County Hospital District, is strong and growing. We have been growing a lot over the past couple of years, and we're very excited that our newest project will be located in Precinct 4. There is a super need out in this area, and this will address some of that, but I know there'll be a lot of planning going on in the future. As you know, we have expanded University, we have expanded University Hospital. We opened up the new Sky Tower just about a year and 2 months ago. It has literally transformed your hospital. And I guess that's what I really want to leave you with, is that there are a couple of things. We have a lot of really great hospitals and health systems in San Antonio. We're very fortunate to have really good health care here. What makes University Health System different for you, for me, is that it's ours, right? So about 24% of our operating budget comes from the taxes that we pay. What I'm excited to tell you is that percentage has been shrinking every year. At the same time, we've been growing. And that's because we're attracting people who have a choice to go to other health systems. The reason why we're doing that is to really balance that, to enable us to grow, to provide service for those in need, while we're building up these other services to help subsidize that cost. And so the balance is really right. The leadership is really strong. And if you haven't seen the new University Hospital or the new Robert B. Green Campus Comprehensive Center for Adults and Children downtown, please get onto our website, universityhealthsystem.com, really easy, /tours. And we'd love to have your group or come out and visit and tour, or we can take a presentation to you as well. We want to get that word out. We're here to serve you, and it is literally our privilege and our honor to take care of this community. So thank you very much.
Let me ask, is Allison Greer still here? Allison, come on down. Mental health is a huge issue, and thank you for what you all do. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So I'm Allison Greer. I work for the Center for Healthcare Services, and you heard a lot of talk from Mike Lozito at Bexar County and a lot of other people in the audience about redemption, really, and that's what we do. We have recognized that there's a great need for mental health services in the community. We also know that there is a shortage of services and facilities on the northeast and the east side, and we are doing something about that. So I'm here primarily to tell you about the Harbor Place Clinic. It's on Burnett Street off of Walters. We are doing an almost $3 million renovation there. It'll be $1 million in renovation for the existing facility, and then we're going to put a primary care clinic on the site also for about $2.6 million. Primary care is so important because the population in Texas with severe and persistent mental illness die 25 years sooner than the regular population. They don't get primary care. So they die of hypertension and diabetes and heart disease. And if we can get them treated, they're not $1 million end-of-life patients. We can return them to the community. And when we do that, we're all better for it. So we've got that facility that we're doing. We're also looking at locating another crisis center on the northeast side of town. We're proud to partner with Commissioner Calvert at Randolph Air Force Base to provide more restoration services. And we are looking at acquiring a medical facility on the southeast side. We think it's important to establish a footprint there. We know that there is a need for services on that side of town as well. So we will do primary care, we will do mental health services and substance abuse treatment. Again, for this population, if you have mental illness and you go untreated, you self-medicate with drugs and alcohol, you lose your family, you lose your home, and you become homeless. And we're trying to stop that, or we're trying to break that cycle. I'm really proud to be here. We're proud to serve you. We're so proud to partner with Commissioner Calvert, and I'll be at the back if you have any questions. Thank you.
I want to open it up to questions, and I apologize. Just our team here from the county can stay up here, but are there any questions from the audience? I don't know if we have a mic that we can. Okay. Any questions? Any questions for any of our county? We do a lot of stuff. This county touches a lot of different things that people may not realize. Are there any questions, suggestions, things we can do better?
Up front.
Oh, you know what? Renee Green, you came a little late. You're going to have to give a briefing. I see a question first. Yeah.
Yes, sir. What exactly are you able to do regarding annexation?
Well, so the only thing I can really do about annexation is the power of persuasion with the council person. So the city has by law all of the upper hand. And so I can't stop annexation. That's the only thing. What I'm doing is trying to get the city to allow entities like our ESDs to do the fire and other kinds of infrastructure that we can do now and need to be doing now. Or in the case of, for example, illegal dumping and trying to get the city of San Antonio to do municipal waste in advance, because my hunch is that they will probably, because they, let me speak diplomatically. There is a projection in a PowerPoint from the finance department of the city of San Antonio that shows the areas of annexation in precinct 4 to be the only areas with a net negative deficit of revenue. I totally disagree with the projections. I think they're way off in a farce. What that tells me is that the city may try to put the resources in precinct 4 last. So I'm calling them on it early and trying to get our city leadership to advance partnerships with entities already working in the county, current county, so that there's a seamless transition and additional infrastructure that's needed built today. That's the best I can do, frankly. So thank you for the question. Yes, sir.
Sir, one of our biggest concerns in our area is the matter of code compliance. We have an area, for example, where there was a pond that was supposed to be protected wetland, proprietor of which dug a ditch and destroyed the pond.
Who did that?
The guy who, the owner, owned it, dug a ditch and subsequently destroyed the pond. At the present time, and I invite you to go down Crestway near Brooklyn and look at the forest of sunflowers and weeds. It seems as though the county has very little that they can do in the way of getting people to comply with the law. We also have another area which looks a little better, where there's a deserted car wash. It's been a problem for 9 years. There's open pits in there. Fortunately now there's a fence a little better. And an individual owner apparently finally decided to mow it. But these areas can attract crime. Right now we've been in a very wet season, and we're going to have mosquitoes galore. Not to mention the fact that, if you're concerned about tax revenues, these things cause a blight on the area. Property values go down, and subsequently tax revenues go down. Can you do anything more about it, or is the county basically impotent in these regards?
Well, thank you for the question. I should have said the way I said it to Renee. I apologize, Renee, but I didn't mean it that way.
What'd you say?
You need to come here and report. I didn't mean it that way. But Renee Green is director of public works, and under her she has several departments, including environmental services. And so I don't know, Andrew or Aaron or anybody else, Tony and the team are here to help me answer that question. Let me just say a couple of things. I will come out there, and I will work with all of our county resources from the processes that we have under state law, work with vector control on mosquitoes and all those kinds of things. Part of the reason I created the Precinct 4 Service Corps was recognizing this gap in terms of the ability of state law to give us all the tools we need. The benefit of annexation is that the city has some tools that we don't have as a county. But I personally don't like excuses, and that's why we've tried to do some things with citizens and look for some long-term permanent solutions. I will tell you that Representative McClendon, Senator Van Depute passed legislation that would have given more tools to our Public Works Department, but Governor Perry did not sign it. And so if you want to know where the ultimate fault lies, it lies there. Because your legislature, Democrats and Republicans, passed it. Okay? So in So, but I'll let Renee give a little.
Commissioner Calvert, thank you. That is exactly the right answer. The county governments are creatures of the state. We can only do what the state of Texas tells us we can do. Commissioner is entirely right. We've gone up every legislative session, asked for more county authority to handle the types of situations that you've asked. I've got the scars on my back to prove it, and we just keep continually getting beat up. When we finally do get something passed, and as the commissioner said, the governor vetoes it. Let me say for you know, I made these guys come up here with me because this is not something I can do by myself and alone. These are my heart and soul. If Andy can find a way, he'll find a way. We always try to look for that. Just so that you understand, we do handle the engineering services and capital projects. Everything you see going on the screens are the work that we're trying to do. Operational services, the road maintenance. Carlos Sandoval is here for that. He is one of your assistant superintendents that handles the majority of your area. I forgot to introduce Reggie Fountain. He is one of our project managers, our engineers on the capital projects. Andy Winter is environmental services. He handles the code. He handles the animal control, which is a newly created department. He handles all of the on-site sewage facilities, everything. So we will continue to do whatever we can to try to help it. I would much prefer to solve the problem than have it continue and perpetuate, but just sometimes our hands are tied. And I look forward to working with the commissioner and helping us in the upcoming legislative sessions to try to get more authority to deal with basically irresponsible property owners that live in the precinct, and we're committed to doing it.
You want to spend the timeline?
Yeah, and I just want to say that, Mr. Winters and Mr. Martinez, Aaron Martinez, have been very, very, helpful with our community, so we appreciate that. So
well, we work for you, and so we want to do what we can, and we very much want to go for that. I'm going to let Andy kind of just briefly describe the process that the state makes us go through to notify individuals that have violations.
When you call my office, within 5 days we have somebody out there inspecting, usually it's within 2. Then we cut a notice of violation to the owner of the property. At that point, a 30-day clock starts. We have to give the owner of the property 30 days to clean up the problem. If the owner refuses the notice of violation sent by a certified letter, if he refuses that certified letter, then I have to go post on the property and post in the newspaper, and that's when the 30-day clock starts. So it takes a long time if I have an uncooperative property owner. If I have a cooperative property owner, it's generally 10 days. But an uncooperative property owner, it takes a long time. And then once that 30 days is expired, if the problem's still not cleared up, I have to file a case in the Justice of the Peace's court. Because of the backlog of JP courts, that can take 3 months, that can take 6 months. A lot of these owners will go in and ask the JPs for extensions, that just kind of rolls it over. So it can take a long time to get this property cleaned up.
And sir, what I've done is I have personally called some property owners myself to try to just talk to them person to person to do the right thing. So we can try that approach. Everybody's different, some better than others. But we try to do everything we can to get it.
Excuse me, I have a question. Renee or Andrew haven't come to any of these HOA meetings and introduced yourselves before to us. When we have the same old question every time at an HOA meeting. And how come none of y'all have ever been here? This is very informative. And all these HOA meetings have gone nowhere. We bring the same issues over and over and over again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for opening our eyes up.
Commissioner, we have 2 more questions.
Okay, we'll take it.
Commissioner, I don't really have a question. I have a compliment that it's obvious that in the short time you've been in office, we see a stark difference. We see more pro-action. We just want to let you know it's noticed.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Good to see you.
The question I have is, I live in the Calvert 2 area, and we have a number of young men that they're playing basketball in the streets because there's no other place to go. There is a huge open field as you come down Montgomery and Windsor. Could the county acquire that and just put up a little basketball court with a couple of screens for the kids?
Yeah, we looked at that trying.
It's the CPS easement.
It's a CPS easement, so I don't know what they need it for.
Yeah, that particular property is a CPS easement, and so, we can look into doing that. They actually own it. They obviously have that easement for the purposes of managing their operations, but Andy will be more than happy to look into it and see if it, obviously, whenever we develop an asset like that, we have to take a look at the budget and those types of things, but we can certainly take a look, find out what CPS needs it for. Sometimes they're very cooperative, and sometimes because of the facilities that they have on an easement, they want to protect those assets. So we'll be more than happy to look into it.
Thank you so much, Renee. Ramon, if we can make this a project of the Precinct 4 Service Corps, I think I have a meeting with CPS next week, with the CEO. Okay, make me add this item to the agenda, and this may be something we raise money out of the private sector for, as a community, to try to expedite if, we don't, we have our budget process coming up over the summer, but we'll definitely take a stab at it. Thank you for this.
Thanks for bringing it.
Yes, sir.
Can we highlight the rubbish code in our newsletter and say this is what you can be charged with, so that a lot of people aren't informed? Let them know that, and say, and give a name like Andrew Winter of the such and such department is the guy if you have any questions.
Yeah, we'll be more than, just make sure that you and Andy get your name and your email address, and we'll send that electronically to you so that you can put that in your newsletter. We appreciate any help we can get in informing the public.
And we're willing to do even a lot more, so if we can get together and we'll do a lot of the footwork that you have to do. I'm willing to.
What's the name of that group?
Brookwood. We're all for Brookwood here.
Thank you.
The other thing just that we're working on, it is a pilot, and so we may start out in a limited area, but if I had my druthers, what I'm working on with SAWS is to try to get everything north of 10 in the precinct is unincorporated on the SAWS bill for the trash collection. And then...
When you say collection, you're talking about pickup, not delivery.
Yes.
You can take it to the dump if you're in San Antonio, if you live in San Antonio City. But you're talking about collection, and you're talking about things such as old, what have you, that people have laying around outside.
No, it would be your trash pickup, your trash service. Your trash service that you pay for now, not everybody is paying for. So what we would do is put it in the SAWS bill so that everybody would pay for it, so that you wouldn't have this disparity. Because in some communities, we have 54% of the people who are not paying for trash service. And so this is your basic trash service becoming mandatory through the water bill. One more question? Okay, sure.
Commissioner Calvert, I want to say thank you for coming out to Camelot too, but I need to ask you a hard question. What kind of progress has been made? Because I've got to go back and talk to all the other neighbors that are still suffering every time it rains. We're still having tremors out there every time.
Magic Oaks?
Pardon?
In Magic Oaks?
That's correct. The whole Camelot 2 section there.
Do you all want to address where you're at in terms of your investigation in Magic Oaks? And it was more of a Bob brought.
Yeah, and again, and I apologize, Bob was not able to make it. He is the Development Services Manager. And if I could get your information specifically from you, then I will make sure that either myself or Bob gets in touch with you tomorrow, okay?
But let me get
the
I'm sorry.
You have a portfolio on Magic Oaks and other.
Yes, and again, I apologize. I wasn't prepared to speak on that, but I will follow up with you on that.
Ramon, you want to say anything?
No.
Okay, let me just say, we'll get together. What I will tell you is that we began the process of reaching out to the school district, the IDEA school. I was not impressed with the response that I got, and I frankly thought it was irresponsible.
Well, we even tried it before you did, sir, so we understand that.
This is a new IDEA school.
Yeah. No, I didn't connect with Magic Oaks, but when you said school, then it clicked. And we'll get.
It's like we have a 10-foot wall of mud coming down on us every time it rains.
And what I need to take a look at is that is the actual site plan has a detention pond. It is supposed to drain in there. We just need to follow up on the progress and find out at what point is that going to be complete and that work going to be complete. It is supposed to do that. That is the plans that they turned in on this. I will talk with Bob and we will get back in touch with you.
I will call you the first minute I see that the progress is made in the correct direction.
Sure, I understand.
A couple of things that we've done. Like I said, I talked to the founder and CEO briefly. He was from out of town. I was not very happy with his response. They knew I wasn't happy with his response. All the staff knew I was very happy with his response. After the letter that we sent, I now forwarded that information to the county manager because what I'm asking for is an analysis of our follow-through statutorily because there seems to be, in my layman's opinion, a breakdown of follow-through on enforcement. So, for example, if you have a drainage easement that is a county drainage easement, it's supposed to be functional, and when we permit a construction project that blocks it, it seems to me that we ought to have a follow-through enforcement mechanism that opens that channel so that the neighborhood isn't harmed. This is not unique to Magic Oaks. I also found this at Key Largo, which is another development off Avenue 1560. So I've asked the county manager to look deeper into our process of follow-through. So there's two lines of investigation going on. One is that process, and the second is actually with the property developer. Unfortunately, what they told me, their lobby told me, was that state law basically gives them the upper hand. And as you know, under the last couple of years, a lot of those appellate processes were defanged in the interest of the development community. So my unsolicited advice is to follow through with your engineer and your lawyer to try to hold them accountable while we work hard in at the time.
Thank you, sir. We will do that.
Thanks so much, Ms. Ingram. Thank you. Commissioner, we have one more question. Yes. And then our good friends at Rackspace have notified us that we're going to have to be terminated. Go ahead.
Hello, sir. I am currently a 21-year-old college student that currently travels around with it. One of the main concerns I have noticed is that the lack of via medical, bullying, like bus services in Converse.
I'm sorry, what kind of services?
Like a via bus that is lacking towards like northeast Lakeview. I personally went and bought a car, so this really doesn't pertain to me, but I know a lot of college students that are in the area that usually don't get involved like stuff like this. But this is also a concern because a lot of people, especially in this Texas weather, have to travel a long way just to go to that particular school because it's close by and it's easy to get to. But there's also the long travel. Not only that, but I also have a certain concern in my neighborhood, which I live off Montgomery. We have a reoccurring case with dogs running loose. This has happened for about 3 years already. For what I'm aware of is that we have complained to the city. I'm not 100% sure, but it's gone to the point where it's becoming a little unsafe to travel to the bus stops near the area because most of the dogs are kind of belligerent, so they run rampant. I have a work every morning, and she's sometimes asking for rides because she fears that she's going to be attacked by a dog and potentially killed. We also have residents' kids that run loose in the street, so that also brings a major concern. Is there anything you can possibly do about this?
We're doing something.
Yes.
Good news update.
Well, I wish it was, they tabled the agreement, so I apologize, Commissioner. Yes, I'm gonna need your input. We currently, previously, the Bear County had utilized the City of San Antonio Animal Control Services to do their animal control. About 18 months ago, they informed us they were no longer gonna do that, so we put together a department to do that. We have we have the forces to pick the animals up, we have nowhere to take them. We currently have an interlocal agreement with the City of San Antonio that is unsatisfying to us. We're limited to 10 dogs a day. We can't bring them in on the weekends. We can't, there's all kinds of we can't. So we've been working with the City of Kirby to expand their animal care facility so that we can service you better. We can do more in the animal control part. We recognize that the unincorporated area has a large stray population. We have aggressive dogs. We have 4 animal control officers on duty now. We have, basically we are trying. This program is about 18 months old. You're going to bear with us. We want to get this under control. We believe in this type of service. And Commissioner Calvert and all the other commissioners on the Commissioners Court have really been working with us to do this. So I understand. I just ask you to bear with me. We know there's a problem.
So we're building a 60 kennel facility that's a sample of 120. We hope we can work things out with Kirby, but we've got 52-acre plot land that we can work at too. So.
Yes, there are other options. You are correct, Commissioner.
That's one of the potential problems you guys see, and I understand there's residents in states that they don't currently have here.
Yeah.
But the other switch their rights, so they have to be people on the block stops, and they don't keep them within their own confined spaces, and they run loose.
We'll make it a precinct 4 service for projects to do some education with some flyers. So let's add that.
And we do that. We have done that in some neighborhoods where we've explained the rules to them. We've explained if their dog is off leash, we will pick that dog up. And so yes, and we have those flyers, and if you will give Andy the neighborhood, we will see if we can target that particular area. We've had a lot of success with putting the door names.
And to your big question, we will work with your area via board representative to look at the routes. I'm not an expert on those.
I'm aware that if you're working, they're their own division. I get that. But at least I would just bring it further down to where the current bus stop I'm aware of is currently by McDonald's.
Sure.
It's 21. I know that students walk about 30 minutes to on an hour a day. But if there's anything you can possibly talk to University of Commerce.
Sure.
Yes, it's Allen College. It's possible to move that closer. Because that would be a lot of help, because not a lot of people have money to buy cars, and this is hard times, and they're young.
Well, Ramon, if Ramon will get your information, we'll sit down together with the VIA rep. On that note, you're a great person to close on. You're a young person who's pursuing their education, showing leadership. You're our future leader. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate you very much. Thank you.